So in this video, I want to walk us through some very simple exercises using the codification just to give you some overview and some familiarity. And then in your discussion forum and in your practice exercises, you'll have ample opportunity to play around in it. When you click on the link that is in your syllabus, this screen will come up. And this is where you will need to enter the username and password that I also provided you in your syllabus. Mine is a little different because I have a faculty login, which does not give me anything different in terms of access. It's merely just keeping straight who might be logging in, faculty or students. So when you type the username and password in, you'll get this screen. You'll notice there are two links here. One is to the FASB Accounting Standards Codification. The other is to the GASB Accounting Research System Online. It's the FASB that we're going to be focusing on. You'll remember GASB is the standard setting board for governmental entities. We're not going to be working with that, but it is important to note that governmental entities' accounting requirements are enough different than non-governmental entities that they have their own research system. So you'll click on FASB Accounting Standards Codification, and you're going to get this license agreement. So all you need to do is hit I accept. And this is what the codification looks like. It shouldn't be totally brand new to you. There are pictures of it in your textbook. Now, in our PowerPoints, we talked about the fact that the browse function is deemed to be the most efficient way to search or research something. The browse function, you're going to work over on this side of your screen where it says browse, and you'll notice that what is listed here are all of the areas that we learned about, the general principles, the presentation, assets, liabilities, equity, revenue, expenses, broad transactions, industry, and then our master glossary. So what you're going to want to do is identify, first of all, the area that you would want to do your search. So toward that end, let's do a couple of examples. Let's say that we're interested in researching discontinued operations. Now, you may remember from intermediate accounting that discontinued operations have to do with operations that an entity has sold or otherwise disposed of, and they have to be reflected in the financial statements in a particular fashion. And so if you think about that, then what we're really dealing with is presentation. So we're going to go first to the presentation area, and then within presentation, discontinued operations appears on the financial statements. So we'll go to presentation of financial statements. That would be our topic. And then if you look at our subtopics, you'll notice here subtopic number 20 is discontinued operations. So again, we got to where we wanted to be, but the key aspect initially is knowing the area to go to. So let's look at another one. Let's say we need to do some research on goodwill. Well, goodwill we know is an asset, so let's start in assets. And if we look at the topics that are available in the area of assets, if we go down to number 350, I transposed that, you'll see intangibles, goodwill, and other. And then if you go to the subtopic 20, there's goodwill. Okay, so again, we needed to know where to start. Another one, we need to look at whether or not we're going to record revenue at a gross or a net perspective. So where do you think we would start? Well, there's the area revenue. Now, if we're wanting to look at whether we record gross or net, that is really an issue of revenue recognition. So we'll go over here to topic 605, revenue recognition. And then gross or net, you'll remember, has to do with whether and how we deal with discounts and returns and that sort of thing. So most likely what we're going to be concerned about is revenue from contracts with customers. So we may even want to go on down here to 606, and we have one option, which is overall. And we're going to go into overall and see what is said about gross versus net revenue recognition. All right, a couple of more. Capitalization of poultry. Okay, now what are we talking about? Poultry. That sounds to me like it's related to a particular industry. So we're going to go down here to the area industry. And sure enough, what's the first topic? It's agriculture. And for a poultry farmer, agriculture, within agriculture, the poultry is going to actually be their inventory. So we're going to go down to inventory to look at that. And one more, derivatives. If we're interested in learning about derivatives, and trust me, they are complex enough that we're probably going to need to do some research, we're going to go to a broad transactions area. Now, broad transactions is an interesting area because, in all honesty, broad transactions is someplace where you might want to look if you don't think your area of interest fits in any other place. So if I go to broad transactions, notice that 815 is derivatives and hedging. And notice some of the other things that you see here: business combinations, consolidation, fair value measurement, leases. There's quite a few different topics here. Again, it tends to be a topic that doesn't fit neatly into another area. I'm going to stop this video right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a couple of more videos that allow us to go through a couple of other exercises. But so the video is not as long, and so you can maybe break these up a little, I'm going to put the rest of it in a different video.